Hey everybody! So I have a lot on my mind right now, and I haven't been live in a long time with you guys because life's been really busy, it's been really hectic, and I think over the holiday season, like, a lot of people get, carried away with the stress of having the perfect Christmas or finding the perfect gifts or just getting overwhelmed with the holiday season in general. And I know a lot of people work a lot and it can be really stressful times. I know a lot of people like myself maybe are struggling with a lot of emotional things going on right now because they're having a hard time in their own lives or they're missing their lost loved ones. I actually just got a call from my dad that my Auntie Irene, so my great aunt, she passed away yesterday. And it's really sad. I'm very at peace with it though, because she had a beautiful long life. She was 95 years old. My uncle is 95 years old as well, my uncle Wally, and they lived in Alberta, and they were married for 71 years. For 71 years! That's amazing! Like, absolutely amazing. So I know that they had a wonderful and long and loving life together, and I'm very sad for my uncle because he's going to be alone now, and I know that she was suffering over the past few years. My dad was telling me, and it's a hard time. Christmas, I wanted to hop on here and be just kind of a little bit real with you guys. I know that when I do my live videos, I am really real and really honest about a lot of things. And I know that a lot of people don't really do that on their social media accounts. And I think that it's important to be real with everybody because everybody's going through their own things. Everybody's got stuff they're grieving about or problems in their lives, frustrations, things they can't handle, spouses that they're fighting with, partners they can't get along with, things that are falling apart. And people really do a good job of putting a good face on for their social media and for the world, right? And I know that it can look like that a lot of the time, even for myself, when I'm on my Facebook and people probably think, like, oh, you have just like this perfect life. And I've been real with you guys before that life isn't like that. I am a self-help author, so I do project positivity into my own life. But in all honesty, like, life isn't easy, and it's not handed to anybody, and we have a lot of struggles that we go through. And myself, I've been dealing with highs and lows, going through depression of these past months with the loss of my sister, and on the holiday season it can be really hard. And I feel like last year it was really hard because she just passed away in July last year, and I feel like this Christmas somehow is 10 times harder than last Christmas because she's gone. But now it's like she's really gone, and you miss the people that you love so much. And I feel like a lot of people just don't talk about that enough. And so when my dad called me today and he was crying and upset because my poor Auntie Irene passed away, I just thought, I wanted to just reach out to everybody and let them know that whatever you're going through in this time, reach out to a friend, be there for each other. Instead of spending all of your money on buying presents and going into debt this holiday season, they actually talked about this at my church today too, and it was the perfect time for it because I've been thinking about it a lot lately. And instead of really just kind of buying presents and basically wasting money, because so many people buy things for people that they end up not using, they put it in the trash, they forget about it a few weeks later. Instead of doing that, be present, be there for your friends and family. Take time to spend with them. Take some time off work if you're overworked and you're tired all the time. You deserve it. You deserve some time to, give yourself the gift of some peace this Christmas. Give yourself some self-love and attention. Feed yourself well. Relax, have a hot bath, take care of yourself, be there for your loved ones, because you never know when they're not going to be there anymore and you can't be with them anymore. So reach out to people, just be and spread joy this holiday season instead of putting yourself into stress and pressure of what you're going to buy people. And wasting. I feel like it can be such a waste of money. A lot of people, at church we talked about, you know that in North America, we're going to spend $600 billion on Christmas. That is a fortune. My glasses are getting foggy because I'm so heated up. But we as a nation are going to spend $600 billion. The average person is going to spend $983 on average on the low side of people. And these are people who, you know, probably don't make that much money. They're putting it all on their credit card debts. And then come January, everybody's just going to be completely in debt, and more debt than they had before. And did you know, in perspective, that it would cost $25 billion only to feed and water every single human being on this planet? All the people living in poverty, all the people who are so worse off than everybody who's listening to this video right now. Because if you're listening to this video right now, you are either on your iPhone, a phone, you have Wi-Fi, you're in a warm house, you have a bed to sleep in at night, you're probably full, not starving, you have clean running water. You know, we are better off than 95% of the world. And that's maybe a bit of an exaggeration, but we are a lot better off than most of the people in the world. And so maybe for this holiday season, instead of giving gifts that people like are just, you know, there's no real value in them, maybe what you can do instead is go to World Vision and buy your family some chickens that they're going to actually give and donate to somebody in Africa who actually needs food. You know, give a big donation to a charity in the honor of somebody. Buy a family in a third world country a cow that's going to feed and milk their family for years and years and years and years to come. And I think that these kinds of things, we don't think about them enough. But I think it's really, really important. And over these past few years, I feel like I'm growing a lot as a person, and I want to share those things with you guys because it's so important for us to, you know, as we kind of grow up, to take a step back. I've started becoming more and more minimal. I've been, you know, giving a lot of things away. I've been selling a lot of things I don't need. And I've been getting myself completely out of debt. And now I have a bigger perspective because I lost somebody that's so close to my heart, like my older sister. And I feel like there's just so much more to the world than things and stuff. And, you know, you're dreaming about buying an Aston Martin or something, you know what I mean? What about the people who just dream about a day where they can wake up and feed their families? And that they're not going to go to bed hungry, or their kids can get an education. So think about that this holiday season. And of course, you know, give each other gifts that are meaningful, but really think about, who can you help? How can you live a life with more purpose, with more love, with more compassion? How can you add value to somebody else's life? Even if it's just to somebody in your family who's having a really hard time. Even if it's just giving $10 to the food bank because that's all you can afford to give. If it's any of those things, just do what you can, because you're going to get back that kindness that you're giving. You're going to get that back 100,000-fold by being and putting that out into the universe. And I truly believe as well that, I can't remember where I heard this, but that money isn't really yours. And so don't hoard money, because people who hoard money, like the greedy people of the world, and they don't give anything back, they're truly unhappy deep down inside. And so I believe that even though you feel like you don't have anything to give, you're probably, you pay $100 for your cell phone a month, and you pay rent, and you have a house to live in, and you'll never go a day without eating, let alone probably a few hours. So you probably have more to give than you think that you have to give. So it's just something to consider, that the money isn't really yours. It kind of goes and flows with the universe. So if you have something that you can give back and you can put out there, please think about doing that this Christmas, because in 15 days from right now, it's Christmas. And I'm a little over the whole Christmas monopoly where it's just all about the money and the things and the stuff, and like, what are you gonna get for Christmas or for other people? And me and my friend were talking the other day, and she was like, I'm not gonna say who it is, but she was like, I'm already worried about next Christmas, what I'm gonna get for my boyfriend, because he already has everything that he needs. And I was like, oh my God, like, you are already stressed out this year about what you're gonna get your boyfriend next year for Christmas. I'm like, that amount of stress, like, you do not need to live with that kind of stress in your life. You don't. And it's something that I struggle with on a daily basis, trying to get through stress and work through stress or let go of stress, because our minds are so powerful. And what we put out into the universe, we pull back into us. And if we're constantly worried and we're constantly stressed and we're trying to impress people or trying to make people happy or trying to always please people, and you're never thinking about yourself or thinking about maybe the people that actually could really need your help, then you're just going to cause yourself a whole lot of grief and a whole lot of hurt, and you're never really going to be able to heal and move forwards from those things. And this is just some stuff I've been thinking about. It was heavy on my mind and in my heart, and I just wanted to share that with you all. So you're right, Sharon, it is borrowed. It's borrowed just like time. We're only here for a limited time on this earth, and as that proved by my sister just like being snatched out of our lives last summer for seemingly no reason. You know what I mean? There's no reason. She was so young. She should have lived a long and healthy life. And we just can't, we never know how long we're going to be here. Or maybe we'll be here forever, like my aunt who just passed away yesterday. She's 95 years old, married for 71 years. That's beautiful. What a beautiful long life they had together. But we have to really appreciate and be grateful for every day, and express that gratefulness by sharing that love and kindness with other people, so that we can really live a life that's more purpose and more meaningful and more compassion for others. Because I know that Christmas can be a really hard time of year for so many people, and even the people who aren't grieving or lost somebody recently or maybe not stressed out. There's an airplane up there. People who put so much pressure on themselves to have the perfect dinner and host the perfect party and buy the perfect gifts and look perfect and feel perfect and all this pressure, like, just let it go, because that pressure is going to eat you alive, and you deserve to have a life of peace and joy and happiness. And I just wanted to say that. So I love you guys. I hope that my auntie is in heaven right now, resting in peace. And I'm sending, if everybody here is listening right now, if you can send some prayers and love to my Uncle Wally and my family, so that they can have some peace and love in their hearts dealing with the loss of my aunt, that would be so much appreciated. And I love you guys so much. So happy early Christmas. I hope that you just think a little bit about what I said, a little bit less of the buying of things and a little bit more of the giving of kindness and love and peace and happiness. Okay. Bye.